Hello, my name is Bill Flanagan, and I'm the President and Vice Chancellor of the University of Alberta. Welcome to this celebration of our Alumni Award recipients in the category of enriching communities and improving society. I want to start by acknowledging that we are situated on Treaty 6 territory. We respect the histories, languages, and cultures of First Nations, Métis, Inuit, and all First Peoples of Canada. Their presence continues to enrich our vibrant community. On behalf of the University of Alberta, I want to congratulate our Alumni Award recipients. Even though an in-person ceremony is not possible this year, it is vital that we celebrate your achievements. After a year of tremendous hardship, you offer a dose of much-needed inspiration. University of Alberta alumni build prosperity in our province, our country, and around the world. The award recipients we're about to honor have strengthened communities and improved access to health and fitness for the most vulnerable. They have fought for the rights of citizens, advanced the role of women in law, and used technology to address social problems. These alumni are emblematic of the strength, hope, and vision our province and its people bring to the world. They share the drive that all our alumni possess, to make a difference, to help others, to do great things. I'm excited for you to meet and learn more about them. I would now like to introduce another accomplished U of A grad. Su-Ling Goh is a health reporter for Global Edmonton. She received the Alumni Horizon Award in 2004 and has hosted our Alumni Awards ceremonies for several years. I'm pleased to welcome her back to this year's virtual celebration. So once again, congratulations to our Alumni Award recipients. I now turn things over to Su-Ling.
Hello. As a past recipient of a U of A Alumni Award, I am especially honored to have the opportunity to share the stories and accomplishments of 9 alumni who have been recognized for the impacts they have made to enrich their communities. Each has improved society in different ways, but all have used their U of A degrees to fulfill the challenge of the Alumni Association to do great things. I hope their stories will inspire you as much as they inspired us. The first 2020 Alumni Award recipient is David Legge. There is a joy of effort in sport, and for more than 20 years, David has ensured that everyone is able to enjoy this fundamental right. In 1995, as a PhD student at the U of A's Stedward Center, David decided to channel his career and leadership skills into creating sport opportunities for people living with a disability. He volunteers regularly, whether it's creating adapted programs for children or presiding over the Canadian Paralympic Committee Board of Directors. A professor at Mount Royal University, David motivates students to think about how they can include a person with disability in their facility or program. Thanks to David Legge's genuine desire to make things better, the joy of sport is increasingly available to all Canadians. With the belief that no one battling mental health issues should feel abandoned, Jay Shaw is deeply committed to bringing early intervention approaches to youth mental health services. With an eclectic background ranging from biology to health policy, the McGill-based researcher and psychiatrist is leading and contributing to research projects large and small. One of the biggest studies he's involved with is Access Open Minds, a $25 million pan-Canadian initiative aiming to transform services for young people experiencing the early phases of mental health difficulties. Thanks to Jay Shaw, Alberta Health Services, and the U of A are 2 of Access Open Minds' 16 Canadian sites, contributing to a renewed youth mental health infrastructure in Edmonton that is well poised to make a difference to those in need. As a Crown prosecutor for 4 decades and chief prosecutor since 2008, E. Orest Ureniuk has helped keep Albertans safe by promoting the rule of law, securing justice for the vulnerable, and showing respect for individual rights. He has also ensured that the future of Alberta's criminal justice system is in good hands. Since becoming Executive Director of Regional Prosecutions in 2008, Orest has helped advance women prosecutors into leadership roles, established new ways to support Crowns in rural centers, and introduced training to create top-notch prosecutors and future Chief Crowns. When he's not mentoring and inspiring young lawyers, Orest Ureniuk still rolls up his sleeves as the lead counsel on important cases, reminding those in his charge that he's sitting with them, not above them. A teacher by trade, Danielle Elise Skogen believes that education and empowerment are the keys to ending poverty and creating a more just world. This Campus Saint Jean graduate spent 2 years at an education-focused NGO in Guatemala, where she saw many young girls dropping out of school to become heartbreakingly young mothers. Determined to change this injustice, Danielle reached out to the founder of Real Girl, and with her help, they co-founded a customized Real Girl program for girls in Guatemala. Delivered by local instructors, these workshops help girls develop skills and confidence while teaching youth about equitable, safe communities. Danielle Skogen is now leading the launch of Real Girl in Ethiopia in partnership with the Alberta-based charity Canadian Humanitarian. Connections are important to Zane Velji, a Calgary-based civic activist, campaign strategist, and community volunteer. Sometimes that means connecting the dots, such as in his work as partner at Northweather, a digital marketing agency, during his stint as campaign manager for Calgary Mayor Naheed Nenshi, or in his frequent media appearances as commentator. More often, it means making connections with people, using a deep sense of empathy to find ways to make things better. Zane is vice chair of the YMCA Calgary Board of Directors, president of the Canadian Children's Book Centre, and city lead for the Banff Forum, a public policy organization for young leaders. In 2019, he co-founded Everyone's Canada, a national organization that celebrates diversity, pluralism, and multiculturalism while fighting emerging xenophobic narratives. Bill Chung knows about bridging cultures. In 1979, after a decade as a social worker in Hong Kong, Bill came to Edmonton. After getting acclimated, he began his journey to becoming a lawyer, all while seeking ways to help the community. He helped establish the Edmonton Chinese Lions Club in 1980, has donated legal advice to countless cultural organizations, and served multiple terms on the U of A's Alumni Council, Board of Governors, and Senate. His friendly spirit has also contributed to the success of a U of A program offering professional development to Chinese university administrators. Bill Chung's presentations, delivered in English or one of several Chinese dialects, along with his post-presentation chats over a pint of Alberta beer, have helped boost the university's bridge-building efforts. Wellness and active living may be buzzwords these days, but to Art Quinney, they're just common sense. During almost 5 decades at the U of A, Art went from the classroom to the dean's chair, to the top levels of university administration, while leading initiatives that have made Alberta a physical activity and fitness leader. The campus physical fitness testing center he established in 1982 grew into today's provincial certification unit, and the 1989 Center for Wellbeing evolved into the Alberta Center for Active Living. Both are examples of his leadership in promoting health, wellness, and active living in Alberta, Canada, and around the world. Meanwhile, Art Quinney's problem-solving skills helped the university through difficult financial times, while his abilities to listen and laugh were prized by students. Kenzie Gordon's work is a blend of social awareness and computer-simulated worlds, perfectly mirroring her love of video games and her social work background. The apps she builds are designed to change beliefs and behaviors around sexual assault and domestic violence. Kenzie's master's research spun into It's Your Move, a game of choice and consequences used to train nightclub staff on how to intervene when a patron feels threatened. Working with the Edmonton John Howard Society, she also developed Flourish, an app to help domestic violence survivors seek safety. With a strong sense of justice and visionary uses of technology, Kenzie Gordon is a game changer in every sense of the word. Howard Leeson is a major player in Canadian history who helped guide the constitutional talks that made Canada a sovereign nation. In addition to being a public servant whose skilled negotiating during tense political discussions helped result in the Constitution Act, 1982, he is also an educator, historian, and writer whose work ensures the Constitution will remain relevant to future generations. Here is Howard's story.
Howard Leeson has made an invaluable contribution to the history of our country.
This is a real barn cat, aren't you?
I think he had a great deal to do with the fact that we have a Made in Canada Constitution.
Certainly one of the most innovative political minds I've ever encountered.
I was born in Lethbridge. My father was in the Air Force, and so we traveled around a fair bit. It was pretty primitive. We didn't have running water, we didn't have natural gas. It was all outside toilets. I quit school, had the opportunity to go into the Army when I was 16. I spent 2 years in the Canadian Army. I got on the train in Edmonton with $50 in my pocket and took the train all the way to Omaha, Nebraska. I was a counter clerk in an appliance repair factory. Eventually wound up finishing high school at night when I was 21. Grew to be a bit of a Canadian nationalist while I was down there, I think. But it was my university education that really opened up, I guess, my sense of where I wanted to be in the world. I then applied when I was 29 for graduate studies at the University of Alberta and got accepted into political science. I saw politics as a way to, both in studying and participating, to actually do something with your life and the world to make it better. I began to, in my own mind, to see some of the incredible disparities in the world. Had the opportunity to become the first executive assistant to Grant Notley, the leader of the NDP in Alberta at that time. I was his legislative assistant. The government of Saskatchewan had a position open for a senior researcher in intergovernmental affairs, federal-provincial relations. In 1979, I put together the first Department of Intergovernmental Affairs here. Pierre Trudeau was re-elected in 1980. We were right into the constitutional negotiations.
And Howard led the Saskatchewan delegation. When I say that, I'm forgetting two people, Alan Blakeney and Roy Romano. Weren't they the quarterbacks? Yes, but the civil servant leader of a team is incredibly vital. Howard was clearly at the center of this process, a big player nationally, a sensational team leader.
From the many well-qualified candidates, he came up with an idea of role-playing, sort of a mock First Minister's Conference. And out of that, he got a lot of first-rate people, and it enabled Premier Blakeney and Roy Romano to play the role of honest broker.
Howard is the one who's maybe not in the front row, sitting at those negotiating tables, but he's the one who's providing all the advice.
The notwithstanding clause to a large degree was helped to be shaped by Howard.
The Queen will now head towards the desk where the actual signing will take place.
Finally, in April of 1982, it was ratified and signed, and the Queen came to Canada and signed off as the Constitution of Canada. And I was there for that signing.
He has, since those days, become a chronicler of the constitution-making process.
And he's, I think, been a remarkable teacher and influenced an awful lot of students in a very, very positive way.
And it's important to him that things are carefully researched, but I still find spelling errors, so I enjoy doing that.
I would have been voted in high school the least likely person to get an award like this. It was quitting high school halfway through grade 11. It's a fantastic award and fantastic recognition.
As president of the Alumni Association, I thank you for watching this video. These recipients offer a sampling of how members of the U of A alumni family are enriching our communities, in improving our societies, and rising to the Alumni Association's challenge to do great things. I hope these stories have inspired you, and if you know of other alumni who deserve recognition, please let us know at uabgrad.ca/awards.